just continue with question approach. Yeah, they've given us another case still. It is too long, we are not going to read it. So, what is required? They're saying, assuming you've been recruited to the new position of Chief Strategy Officer. Question 1. Using functional resources audit and other relevant internal analysis tools, conduct an internal or organization analysis for Maya Plastics Limited. Remember, we have very many tools for conducting internal environmental analysis. We have the functional analysis, where we analyze all the functions, like all the departments in the organization. Then we have the resources audit, we have the financial analysis, we have portfolio analysis, like there are very many. So they were like using any that you remember plus the function and then the resources audit. So you explain them, they were explained in the previous videos. You can go back and watch. Yeah, we explained all of them. Yeah, so any 5 well explained times 3 equals to 15 marks. Then part B, it's saying conduct an external analysis of Maya Plastics Limited using relevant macro, industry and market analysis tools. Macro environment analysis, it is the what? It is the external environment, and the main thing that we use, like for external analysis, we mainly use 2 things: Michael Porter's forces and then the Pestel analysis. So here they said using an external environment analysis of Maya Plastics Limited using relevant macro, industry and market analysis tools. Yeah, you should conduct an external analysis. So you use Pestel, political, economic, you explain the things under them, social, technology. Then for industry analysis, you talk about Michael Porter's 5 forces. Yeah, those things of bargaining power of buyers, threat to new entry, like that. Yeah, then for market analysis, a discussion of existing and emerging market structure in terms of monopolistic, perfect, oligopolistic, that one. So for market analysis, you discuss about the different markets. Yeah, whether there is an emerging market, growing nature or declining, you explain the existing market. Yeah, market analysis. You talk about the purchasing power of buyers in the market, like that. Yeah. Because here they asked for relevant macro, industry and then market analysis tools. Yeah. So it's what you do, it's what you rate. For macro, you use Pestel. Here you use what? In Michael Porter's 5 forces. Then here you talk about the market itself, like the size of the market, its growth rate, yeah, the purchasing power, like that. Then another question they're saying, from your analysis in A and B above, using strategy choice, discuss management's proposed solutions and suggest improvements you would make to them as a chief strategy officer, knowledgeable in strategic management and specifically strategic choice. So you, like, according to the way you analyze the things here, you are supposed to give them solutions. Yeah, and those solutions will depend on what you wrote above. Yeah, so here management proposed solutions. Here the solutions that they gave is increase the variety and sizes of all products produced, produce brochures emphasizing quality attributes of the products, increase the prices. Yeah. So beyond the above, students may demonstrate knowledge of strategy choice and identify that. So you can explain more about strategy choice, like the way we define, you explain the criteria and all that. Yeah. So the solutions that you're supposed to give, they depend on the answers that you gave in part A and B. Then suggested improvements. Students should indicate the problems with the correct approach and with management's suggestion, including. Here we have the answers that they gave: poor infrastructure in the target market, poor media, low income, not carrying out market research. Then you give the solutions for that. Conduct a well-designed secondary and, if necessary, primary market research, increase public awareness, increase distribution channels to mitigate infrastructure problems. So you're supposed to set the problem and then the solution. Then question 2 says, discuss what is involved in the successful implementation of a strategy. These are the prerequisites for strategy implementation. It is a common question. Please take note of it. Yeah, first is designing appropriate structures, designing a requisite culture, ensuring requisite change management, then crafting appropriate management style, appropriate budgets, incentive alignments, appropriate feedback mechanisms, communication, action planning, formulation and statement of policies, determination of the necessary indicators of measuring performance, and very many others. So that question is common. Please take note of it. Then another question is, why is strategic monitoring, evaluation, and control necessary for an organization? They're asking for the importance of strategic monitoring, evaluation, and control. Students are expected to indicate strategic plans are benchmarks for monitoring and evaluating actual outcomes in relation to the initial projects. During monitoring, variations between expected outcomes and actual outcomes are investigated, and under evaluation, the causes of the variations are ascertained. So you are supposed to first define strategic monitoring, strategic evaluation, strategic control. Then you go ahead and give what they asked for in the question. Indication of the necessity of the monitoring, evaluation, and control. It's like importance. It helps in identification of variations between planned and actual achievements, evaluation of planned and actual outcomes, answering questions of where the firm is regarding the planned journey, to check on the validity of strategic choice with respect to realities, successful utilization of strategic management process, identification of inputs, like that. Then another question is, why situational analysis is inevitable for organizations. Situation analysis is like environmental analysis, understanding the environment. Why is it inevitable for every organization? So here you are supposed to give the advantages or the reasons for environmental analysis. Yeah, understanding the strength and weakness within the organization for competitive advantage, understanding opportunities and threats in the organization's external environment, understanding the business's competitive position, understanding the industry in which the firm is competing, addressing weakness, deterring threats, capturing opportunities, taking advantage of strength, developing business goals and strategies for achieving them. Any 5 well explained equals to 10 marks. Then another question, is that during organizational analysis, analyzing the vision and mission is one of the critical components that should not be underlooked. Why would one be concerned about organization's vision, mission, and what are the characteristics of a good vision and mission? So here you're supposed to explain what a vision is, what a mission is, then give their characteristics. After, you give the importance of having a vision, importance of having a mission. Yeah, we explained all that in the previous videos. Yeah, you can go back and watch them. Yeah, so for the vision, it is long term, like in 20 years to come. Vision, it answers the question, what do we want to become? It is thus a long-term view of a possible future, a statement of the kind of the organization the top management is trying to create, like where you are trying to be, like what you want to become. Yeah, in the future, like we want to be the leading producer of this and that 20 years from now in the whole of Africa, those things. So a vision statement bridges the present with the future while establishing a standard for excellence. That is an importance. Then it is a source of inspiration because it gives hope for the future of an organization. It forms the criteria for decision making. It explains the organization's significance. It describes what has to be achieved. It creates organization's interest and commitment, helps in defining actions, and very many others. So after that, you define the mission. Mission statement is the role the organization gives itself in business. The board thrust of company direction. Yes, so you define what the vision is, then it thus defines the product, the technologies, and then the customers. It clarifies and unifies the strategy direction because the mission has to be in line with the vision. So it clarifies and unifies strategy direction. It spells out the context in which the organization operates and provides the employee with a tone that is to be followed. It provides employees with focus. It shapes resource allocation and marketing approach. So you give the advantages of having a mission. They are very many. Yeah, you might have different points, but as long as they make sense, because they are very many. Then after, you look at the characteristics. Characteristics of a good vision: inspirational, ambitious, clear, realistic, short. Then characteristics of a good mission: unique, realistic, easy to remember, it is short, defines scope of work for the organization, like that. Any 5 points on purpose of vision and mission well explained, 5 marks. Any 5 characteristics of vision and mission, 5 marks, so that is 10 marks. Then question 4. It is saying market leader has the largest market share in the relevant product in the industry, and one of the strategies adopted by market leader is expanding the total market. Market leaders may continually abandon unattractive markets or markets where their performance may be poor even when they may be attractive, which is retrenchment. So they want you to explain the different ways a market leader can expand the market. So you give those different ways of expanding the markets. They are very many and random. Yeah, you can give like any answer as long as it makes sense to you. First, add new users, discover new users, more usage per occasion or time, increase the frequency of use. Explanation of Ansoff's approach, especially the new markets versus new product mode. Yeah, we explained it in Ansoff's approach under strategic management. So you can also bring it here because it brings out the ways of expanding the market. Then use approaches that shift the demand curve to the right or upward, such as effective marketing beyond price, exploitation of positive business cycles, exploitation of stages of product life cycle, as well as exchange rate. So those are some of the ways of expanding the market. Add new users like to the product, then discover new uses for the product. Encourage more usage per occasion or time, increase the frequency of use, like that. Then you can explain Ansoff's approach that regards to new market and new products. Then the next question says, once strategic objectives are defined and opponents are selected by market challengers, the challenger can apply different attacking options to the opponents. Discuss the attacking options. So these are the market challenger strategies. We discussed them in one of the videos. You can go back and watch to be well conversant. So we have the frontal attack, flank attack, encirclement, and then bypass. They are well explained in the previous video. You will see it. Then part C, explain the retrenchment strategy. And these strategies, the market challenger strategies, market follower, market leader, they are common questions. Please take note of them. Then explain the retrenchment strategy and the conditions under which it is employed. We also explained that in one of the videos under strategic choice. Retrenchment strategy, it is when you reduce on the work of the organization, and you can have like very many reasons for doing that. So the retrenchment strategy refers to the reduction, cutback, or economizing of operations, businesses, or products. It takes various forms such as downsizing, divestiture, liquidation, etc. It is adopted when an organization aims at reducing on its business operations, businesses, or products with a view to cut expenses and attain a stable financial position. So you look at the conditions that may lead to retrenchment. First is when the firm is performing badly, it can decide to reduce on its activities. When the firm has tried all strategies but still failed to succeed. When the firm needs funds to pursue better opportunities elsewhere. Turbulent environment, hostile environment, like the environment that is ever changing. You want to do something else. Then external pressure from shareholders, maybe stakeholders. Then in case of loss making, dog businesses or products, then where the product life cycle is nearing its end. Then when the company has overextended markets, and it cannot even afford. So any 4 well explained equals to 4 marks. Then question 5, make short notes on 4 of the following, indicating what it is involved and why they are important in strategic management of an organization. Direction setting. Direction setting, you talk about the vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Then external environment analysis. You define it, then you talk about PESTEL analysis, you talk about industry analysis by Michael Porters. Then internal company organization analysis, you define it and then you talk about different tools for analyzing it. Portfolio, resource audit, functional analysis, financial ratio analysis, very many. Then strategy choice, you define what strategy choice is, and then you define the different approaches, the generic approaches to strategy choice. We have Glack, we have Philip Kotler, we have Ansoff, there are very many. Then strategy implementation, you define what it is. Then you can also define the prerequisites to strategy implementation. Then strategy monitoring, evaluation and control. Yeah, you also talk about it. You can talk about the types of strategy controls. You define what strategy monitoring is, what strategy evaluation is, what strategy control is. Students should define, describe the concept and show what is involved. Yeah, so that is the end of that paper. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends. Let's catch up in my next video.